Hey Aiden, are you in today?
Hey Vicky, yeah, I'm just about to head into the restaurant to start the food prep. Was there something you wanted?
Actually, yeah, there was. I was thinking that we should really try and spice the menu up a little bit, Try and bring in some new customers and keep the regulars we have. I think our current menu is just a bit bland and boring at the minute.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. Although, actually, I've been thinking of adding a couple new items to the menu. There are a few things that I've been wanting to try out for quite a while now. Like, what do you think of maybe a vegetarian chicken style option?
Vegetarian? Seriously? We want proper food, not some fake stuff that no one's going to even buy. I mean, that's just going to be a complete waste of money if we add that to the menu.
Well, not really. There are a lot of vegetarians in the world, and it's only becoming more common. By putting a couple of vegetarian options on our menu, we'll open ourselves up to a whole new clientele base, bringing in quite a lot of money.
It's a stupid gimmick that people are only following whilst they think it's cool. It'll blow over soon enough, and I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of useless fake meat produce that will simply go out of date and cost us a load of money that we don't see anything back from.
I really don't think that'll happen.
Look, I'm the boss here, and what I say goes. I don't want any stupid vegetarian things popping up on my menu. Understand?
Yeah, okay. I get it. Sorry.
Good. Now, in regards to the new menu items, Leon actually had a few suggestions that I think sound very good.
Oh, are you sure about letting him choose the menu like that?
What do you mean by that? Don't you think my son is capable of knowing what tastes good?
It's not that. It's just, I spent years training at culinary schools to become a good chef, and in doing so, I've developed a more refined palate and knowledge of what foods go well together and how they'll taste. Leon doesn't really have that. I mean, he eats toast covered in just sugar. That's not really a great combination, especially for a restaurant.
Listen, you might have been working for my restaurant for the last few years, but that doesn't give you the right to try and do things however you want. If I say that my son's menu ideas are good, then I expect you to agree with me and find a way to incorporate them into our menu, okay? Sure, there might be a few things that you need to refine, but I don't want you messing with the core recipe.
You do know it's my job as head chef to cook good food, right?
Your job as head chef is to cook the food that I tell you, nothing else.
Okay, fine. What are the recipes?
Okay, so one of them is called a garbage plate.
A what?
Well, it's basically just a bunch of food stacked all together on one plate, like macaroni and cheese, sushi, maple fried bacon, fried chicken, and a steak. Something like that.
That sounds disgusting. Not to mention that no one will want to order all that food. It's way too much for someone to eat on their own.
Well, Leon thinks it will be a big seller, so we're going to do it.
Fine. Anything else?
Yeah, Spam sushi. Leon thinks that will go down well too.
Uh-huh. Of course he does.
And a dessert he thought of was pistachio and jalapeno ice cream on top of a white chocolate melted cookie.
Sounds... yeah.
Just make sure you prep it. I want to come and give it a try later.
Whatever you say, boss.
Okay, what on earth was that, Aiden?
What was what?
All of that food you had me eat? What were you thinking? It tasted disgusting.
Hang on, that was everything you asked me to prepare for you. I followed Leon's instructions to the letter, and that was the result. I tried to warn you that it would be revolting, but you were adamant that I make it. You can't blame me for the disaster that it was.
No way it was Leon's fault. When he made me the same dishes at home, they tasted much better. You must have gotten the recipes wrong. And you call yourself a top-rated chef.
I am a very good chef, thank you very much. I've managed your restaurant going on 8 years now, and all of the customers that I've cooked for have loved my food. There's hardly been a complaint the entire time that I've been here.
You're probably just hiding all of the complaints from me so that you look better than you actually are.
No, I'm really not. Just like I'm not gonna make Leon's questionable dishes and put them on the menu. There's just no way this is gonna be well received by customers. If anything, it'll just make your restaurant look amateur and drive away anyone who might have wanted to eat here.
What would you know of running a restaurant? All you do is stand in the back and put some chicken on a grill. It's really not that hard. I bet Leon could do it easily. You just make a fuss over nothing to try and make it seem like you are doing more than you actually are. It's pathetic.
Oh wow, is that what you really think? My job is so simple that even your fool of a son could do it. Have you even met Leon? He's a lazy brat who doesn't care about anything but what he wants.
Don't talk about my son like that. He's just as talented as you, if not more so. In fact, you're fired.
What?
You heard me. Frankly, your cooking skills aren't all that great, and in all honesty, I think my son would be a much better chef than you. He is innovative, adventurous, and knows what tastes good. Unlike you, who's just content to churn out the same boring food as every other restaurant about. I want food that is new and exciting. You can't deliver that, and your attitude is rubbish too. So I think it's best that you leave.
Very well, if that's what you want. But I've got to let you know that if you let me go now, then I won't be coming back. No matter what.
Yeah, that's kind of the point when you get fired. I don't want you to come back.
Do you really think that Leon's gonna be able to handle the kitchen and all of the responsibilities that come with it? All the preparations, dealing with the staff, and the pressure of making hundreds of meals a night?
He'll be just fine. I mean, you did it, so how hard can it be?
Alright, well, I did try to warn you.
Whatever. Just don't bother showing up tonight.
I wasn't planning to.
Aiden, how could you do this to me?
Vicky? How come you're messaging me?
Don't try and act all innocent. I know what you've done.
I honestly have no clue what you're on about. I've not done anything.
Oh, so this article trashing my restaurant isn't your doing at all? Neither are all of the bad reviews that have oh so conveniently flooded my restaurant's business pages only days after you left?
No, none of that has anything to do with me.
I find that difficult to believe. You're just trying to get back at me for firing you. But to make up a fake food review under a false name, that is just going too far. I mean, I could sue you for slander. In fact, I might just do that.
Food review?
Yeah, your review under the name Chris Biggins? What a stupid fake name as well. What, you couldn't come up with a better one?
Vicky, Chris Biggins is a real food critic. He does anonymous drop-ins to restaurants and reviews them without them knowing. That way he can gauge how good the restaurant and its food are without the owners knowing and putting on a fake display.
What?
Yeah, he's also known for being brutally honest in his reviews. If he likes your food, he'll say so, and if it's rubbish, he'll also let you know that too. He's known for being reliable in his evaluations, so a lot of people trust his reviews.
But then, if he's a real person, why did he give my restaurant such a poor review?
What did he say?
Well, he said that the waitstaff were all rude, and that the styling of the restaurant was weird and unwelcoming, which I don't get because Leon said it was chic and modern and that everyone would love the new style. But the worst thing was that the critics said the food was inedible. He claimed that after just one bite, he felt like he was going to throw up. Since then, there have been fewer and fewer customers coming to the restaurant. Even before the critic, I started getting complaints, asking where the old chef had gone and why. Everything's going downhill.
I did try to warn you, Leon's food wasn't innovative, it was just weird and disgusting. No one wants to eat stuff like that, especially if you're paying for it.
You've got to help me. I need you to come back. Like, today. Plus, I need you to do a complete new menu, because Leon's messed up my old one and created a new one of things he likes. Preferably, I need you to do that today as well, so that we can start to draw customers back in. I'll expect you at the restaurant around 2 so that you can prep and get things ready.
Whoa, 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 I'm not coming back, Vicky.
What? But you have to. I'm your boss.
Actually, you stopped being my boss the moment you fired me.
It doesn't work like that. Even if I fired you for the time being, you're still expected to show up when I need you to do something.
No, actually, it doesn't work like that. I told you that if you fired me, then I wouldn't be coming back.
But why not?
Did you honestly think that other places wouldn't hire me? I'm an exceptional chef and lots of people recognize that. I had had so many offers to come and work for other people, but I turned them all down because I was working for you at the time and wanted to help you out, as I saw you were struggling. But after you acted so vile towards me, I saw no reason to stick around. I'm now working at a Michelin star restaurant where my food and my abilities are actually appreciated.
But I need a chef.
Well, that's your problem now, not mine. Why not get Leon to do it? Surely it's not that difficult a job, right?
But you know what you're doing and everything. It's too much for Leon. He doesn't take it seriously. Half of the time, he doesn't even show up.
Sorry, but I'm not going back to work somewhere where I'm treated horribly and degraded for my skills. I'm happy where I am and get treated with the respect I deserve. Good luck with your restaurant. However, I would appreciate it if you didn't contact me again. Thank you, and goodbye, Vicky.
Wait, Aiden.
After that, I didn't hear from Vicky again. The last I heard, her restaurant went out of business as she couldn't find anyone willing to become her new head chef, especially after the Food Critics review came out. As for me, I continued working at the Michelin-starred restaurant until I'd saved up enough money to open up my own restaurant, which had always been my dream. I was treated with respect and my ideas were always taken seriously. It just goes to show that in order to keep your employees, you need to treat them right. After all, they're the ones who keep a business running at the end of the day, and without them, nothing can be done.
Father, pick me up some beer on your way back from school. I'm all out.
Dad? I can't do that. Because I'm not 21. I won't be served anything considering I'm underage.
So, just trick them into believing that you're older than you are. Or just take it and I can give you double to pay them back next time.
I'm not just going to steal, Dad. That's wrong. I could get into some serious trouble for that. About the lying about my age thing as well. I'm not doing any of it. If you really want beer that badly, you'll have to get it yourself.
Jeez. How useless are you, huh? I mean, what was the point of even having you if you're not gonna do what I tell you? Why can't you be more like your sister, huh? She's so much better than you. If I'd asked her to get my beer, then she would have found a way to get it no matter what.
Well then, if Sarah's so great, why not just ask her to get your beer?
I can't. She's busy studying for her SATs. With how smart your sister is, she's gonna get into one of the best colleges in the country. And she'll be a big-time earner in no time. I've told her to study to become a doctor or something, because they earn a lot of money. But I think she's studying how to become a vet. It's not a bad choice in terms of financial gain, but you'll have to deal with annoying and messy animals all day. It's more than what you're doing, though, isn't it? Why did I have to have one incredibly perfect daughter and then one really stupid and useless one?
Gee, thanks, Dad.
What? It's true. I mean, what do you bring to this household? Nothing. If anything, you cost me more than you contribute. I've got to feed you and house you and stuff. What do I get in return? Nothing.
That's not true. You make me give you half of my wages from my part-time job. I hardly have anything left over to get what I need. Do you make Sarah do that? No, of course not. It's so not fair.
Yeah, well, life isn't fair. Get over it.
You know what? I have tried my hardest to stick it out with you to try and give you some company since Mom left you. But I've had enough. I'm going back to living with Mom. I can't deal with your stupid favoritism anymore. It's not fair that you hate me and yet you adore Sarah. I mean, aren't I your daughter too?
Well, in all honesty, I wish you weren't.
What?
Yeah, I never really wanted one kid, let alone two. At least with Sarah, she's as perfect as you can imagine. You, on the other hand, must have gotten all the reject genes to make you into the complete loser that you are. The only thing you're good for is giving me money.
Wow. Well then, if that's how you feel, I'll message Mom and she can come and pick me up today.
Yeah, to be honest, I just don't want you coming around anymore.
So you're basically telling me that you want absolutely nothing to do with me? Is that right?
Yes, it actually is. From now on, let's just pretend that we don't know each other at all. I never really wanted a second child, so for all intents and purposes, we are strangers, got it? I don't want to see you or hear you or anything like that, okay? Just leave me alone.
Fine then. I won't bother you ever again.
Good.
Hetty, where are you? How come you're not at home?
Oh, hasn't Dad told you? I'm no longer welcome at his house.
Huh? What are you on about?
Well, according to Dad, you're the perfect daughter that he's always wanted, and I'm just the spare that he wished had never been born.
What? That can't be true. He didn't actually say that, did he?
Yep, pretty much. He told me that he doesn't want anything to do with me and that I am just to treat him like a stranger from now on. You're the only daughter that he wants to spend any time with.
Ugh, he can't just do that. You're his daughter. He can't just throw you aside like that.
Well, according to him, he can.
I'll have a word with him. Surely I can sort all of this out.
Nah, don't bother. I don't want anything to do with him anyway. I'm happy with Mom so we can get lost for all I care.
Geez, I mean, I don't blame you, but still, I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with him all by myself.
Why don't you just move back to Mom's with me?
I need to be at Dad's to get the full college grant to support me there. You know he wouldn't just say that I lived there if I didn't. And because Mom married Greg, I wouldn't get the grant if I lived with them.
That sucks.
Yeah, tell me about it. But I still hate how he's treated you. It's not right.
Well, I don't think there's anything we can really do about it.
Well, you say that, but I've got something in mind. Something that he wouldn't expect his perfect daughter to ever do.
Oh? What's that?
Well, I got my results.
How did you do?
Not too bad. Just slightly above average, which isn't too bad.
So you can get into veterinary school then?
Well, about that. It looks like it's time to put my plan into action.
Huh?
Well, you know that getting a job as a doctor or some other high-paying position has never been my dream. It's Dad's. Instead, I'm going to pursue the dream I've had for ages now.
You're not going to become a doctor?
Nope. I don't think I'm even going to go to college.
What? What are you going to do then?
Just wait until you hear this.
Okay, look. I know I told you not to talk to me or whatever ever again, but enough is enough now. You need to tell me what's going on with Sarah right now. Why has she left me a note saying that she's gone off to do her own thing? She needs to go to college around here so that she can become a doctor or whatever and earn loads of money so that she can help me retire early and look after me in my old age. She can't just go off like that. That's not how this works.
Oh, Dad, nice to speak to you too. I'm doing well, thanks for asking.
I don't care how you're doing. I want to know where my daughter is gone.
You mean Sarah? Yeah, she's long gone by now.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. She's probably on her way to start her dream right now.
Her dream is to become a doctor and support me. That's it, nothing else.
No, that's your dream. Has she ever once said that she wanted to be a doctor or a vet or anything like that?
She didn't have to. I know my daughter and I know what she wants out of life, and that's to look after her old man.
You mean the person who's been taking pretty much all of her money from her part-time job just so you can buy yourself beer and whatever other stupid things you want?
Huh? What are you on about?
Oh, please. Don't try and act all clueless and innocent now. You've been taking all of Sarah's money for the last few months for yourself. She told me how, after you kicked me out of the house, you decided to quit your job and just rely solely on her to pay the rent and bills and stuff. She had to pick up so many extra shifts and work so much overtime just so she could earn enough to pay for everything. And that she hardly had any left for gas to get to school and back. In fact, you're the reason that her SAT scores weren't higher. If you hadn't pushed her to the point of exhaustion, where she was working pretty much every night, she would have had more time to focus on studying for her tests.
What? That's not my fault. She should have been more organized. I bet you were the one who taught her how to be more sloppy and not as focused. If anything, it's your fault she didn't get better scores.
That's so not true. And besides, it doesn't even matter that much considering she's not going to college.
What? No. She can't not go to college. That's how people get the best jobs with the best wages. She needs to go to college. Specifically the one here so that she can live at home and keep helping me with the house.
Are you not listening? That's not going to happen. She's done being bossed around by you. She's decided to go and live her own life and do what she wants to do, which isn't giving all of her hard-earned money to some leech who can't even be bothered to get a job and look after himself. Honestly, you're the dad here. You should be the one helping Sarah out, not the other way around. She's not your personal bank account.
But where's she gone then?
Sarah's decided that she's going into acting instead.
Acting? What? That's one of the hardest careers to actually make a living at. She's gonna end up with no money at all. What am I gonna do then?
Nice to know that you have faith in her.
Whatever. She's got like a 1 in a million chance of actually becoming successful. You need to tell me where she is right now so that I can go and talk some sense into her.
I'm not telling you where she is just so you can go and harass her. She's finally gotten away from you, and I'm not about to take that away from her. She's free to do what she wants. And for your information, she's told me that she has already managed to get a part in a small film. So she's not wasting her time at all.
Well, fine then. If she's so determined to go and ruin her life, then so be it. I guess you'll just have to move back in with me and support me then.
What? No way that is happening. Not after the way that you treated me. It's like you said, I don't want anything to do with you now. I'm much better off without you. You don't get to try and demand that I come and help you after you told me that I was just a mistake you never even wanted.
Hang on, but if you go as well, who will look after me? I mean, I quit my job thinking that I would have Sarah to look after me. But now that she's gone, you're gonna have to pick up her slack. Who knows, I might even make you my favorite daughter if you do a good enough job.
You know, once upon a time, I would have done anything to get your approval. But after everything that's happened, I'm really not fussed anymore. You're going to have to live with the fact that you are such a horrible person that you drove away everyone who once cared for you. Mom, Sarah, and me. We're all gone because you just couldn't find it in yourself to be a nice and decent human being.
But this isn't how I planned things to go. You can't do this to me.
I can, and I am. Please don't contact me again. In fact, think of me as a stranger to you. I want nothing to do with you at all.
Wait, get back here. I'm your dad, so you have to listen to what I say.
No, I really don't. Especially when you've told me time and time again that you never wanted me in the first place. If you somehow manage to change your ways, then maybe we can try talking again. But I doubt that will happen. So, goodbye. True to my word, I blocked my dad on all of my social media. I wanted nothing to do with the man after how he had treated me. My sister Sarah is currently pursuing her dream of becoming an actress. She's had a few minor roles, but recently she's been contacted about doing something bigger, which has really got her excited. Of course, my dad has tried to claim that she owes him any money that she makes. He says that because he raised her, she owes him everything he spent on her during her childhood. This is ridiculous, of course, and Sarah has told him to stop being so stupid and that she wasn't giving him another dollar. With no one there to give him money, my dad ended up losing the house he was living in as he couldn't afford the rent. He had to move to a small, one-bedroom flat in a much seedier part of town. He also had to get a new job, as his old place wouldn't hire him again. And he ended up working in a call center. It just goes to show that you really shouldn't take advantage of the ones you love, as they could end up getting annoyed with you and leaving you for good.